What would you do if a devil offered you everything you have ever wanted, but the price was more terrifying than you could imagine? Stay with me to find out what happens to Ethan when he makes a deal with Lucien, the devil. This chilling horror story, Ethan Sinclair, a man obsessed with ultimate power, strikes a dangerous deal with a devilish figure named Lucien. Promised everything he desires, Ethan signs a contract, only to realize too late that what the devil takes is far more terrifying than he could ever imagine. As the clock ticks, Ethan discovers the horrifying price of his greed. How do you think Ethan's story will end? Do you think he can find a way out, or is he doomed? Let's find out. The Devil's Bargain. Ethan Sinclair was a man who had everything: wealth, success, and charm. But one thing eluded him: power. True, unimaginable power that went beyond the material. He wanted control over fate itself, and that greed led him to a mysterious, centuries-old book he'd acquired at an auction. Its pages were brittle, covered in cryptic Latin. The seller had warned him never to read from it, but Ethan was no stranger to risk. After all, he had risen to the top by ignoring warnings. Late one night, driven by a blend of curiosity and ambition, Ethan sat in his study, lit by the flickering flames of his fireplace. He opened the book, his heart racing as he recited the incantation aloud. The shadows in the room twisted unnaturally, and the temperature dropped. Then, he felt a presence. The flames dimmed until the only light came from the deep, glowing embers. A figure stepped from the darkness, a tall man in an immaculate black suit, his eyes gleaming like obsidian. "You're not supposed to be here," Ethan stammered, though he didn't believe it. He had called this thing. "On the contrary, Mr. Sinclair," the man replied with a voice like velvet, "I am exactly where I am needed. You seek power, don't you? True power." Ethan's throat dried. He had imagined a grotesque demon, but this was far worse. This figure was sleek, calm, in control. Who are you?" he asked, though deep down he already knew. The man smiled, revealing sharp, perfect teeth. "Names are unimportant, but you may call me Lucien." Ethan swallowed, trying to keep his voice steady. "And you can give me what I want?" Lucien's smile widened. "Oh yes, more than you can possibly imagine." A sleek silver contract appeared on the desk before Ethan. It shimmered with an unnatural light. "All you have to do is sign, and the world will be at your feet." What do you think, viewers? Will Ethan sign the contract, or will he walk away? Let's find out. "What's the catch?" Ethan asked, suddenly wary. Lucien chuckled. "You're a smart man, Mr. Sinclair. The catch is simple. 1 year from today, I will come to collect something of equal value to the power you will receive. But rest assured, you won't even miss it until the moment it's gone." Ethan hesitated, but the lure of ultimate power was too strong. He grabbed the pen, his hand trembling only slightly, and signed his name at the bottom of the gleaming contract. Do you think Ethan is making a huge mistake by signing this deal? Let me know in the comments before we continue. The moment the ink dried, the paper vanished in a puff of smoke. Lucien's eyes gleamed. "Pleasure doing business with you." From that moment on, Ethan's life changed in unimaginable ways. Deals that should have fallen apart flourished. Enemies were vanquished with ease. He could manipulate people, events, even the very weather. But as the year crept by, Ethan grew restless. What would Lucien take from him? His wealth? His power? Then, on the night of the contract's expiration, Lucien reappeared. What do you think Lucien has come to collect? Is Ethan ready for what's about to happen? Let's wait and watch. Ethan was waiting in his study, his mind racing with plans to outsmart the devil. "You've come to take something from me," Ethan said coldly. "But I've already given you all I could in the deal." Lucien gave a slow, dispassionate nod. "Yes, I've come to collect." "Then take it," Ethan demanded, pushing his hand toward Lucien. "Take whatever it is and leave." Lucien smiled again, his teeth glittering in the dim light. "Oh, but Mr. Sinclair, you misunderstood our agreement. I never wanted your wealth, nor your power." Ethan's heart pounded. "Then what?" he whispered. Lucien stepped forward, his eyes burning into Ethan's soul. "I'm not here for anything physical, Mr. Sinclair. I'm here for your time." Suddenly, Ethan felt a sharp pain in his chest. He gasped, struggling for breath. He looked at his reflection in the window, and what he saw made his blood freeze. His skin was aging rapidly, his hair turning white, wrinkles spreading across his face. He staggered back, screaming in horror as years of his life drained away in mere moments. Time is the one thing even the most powerful cannot control, Lucien said, his voice cold and final. It's the most valuable thing of all. Ethan's body crumpled to the floor, now frail and ancient. His vision blurred as his heart beat slower and slower. The last thing he heard was Lucien's voice, a whisper on the wind. You should have read the fine print. And then, there was nothing but darkness. Okay, viewers, if you are here till this end, what do you think the key lesson from Ethan's story is? Let me know in the comments. Do you believe greed always comes with a price? Or do you think he could have avoided his fate somehow?